All right, Mark, your turn.
All right.
The monster hasn't worn off yet. We almost should have had you go first. So we could have gotten people would have been sitting there trying to be like, "Whoa, hey, how did I turn this on 2 times speed?" Or something.
It was ineligible.
I'm still a little jacked up. I think the real words will start coming out now. So if we're coming down, I'll probably crash at the table. Wake me up. No, Jim, to your point, we're talking about multi-purpose clothing. Generally, I'd say a person going on their first hunt is probably going to be an in-state hunt. I'd say probably, not every time. But so you probably have clothing appropriate to the region that you live in. All 4 seasons. If you get 4 seasons, if you live in a warmer climate state, you probably have warmer climate stuff. Any way you cut it, you generally wear clothes probably on a daily basis. Yep. Now, the list that I came up with is geared towards, it's like a deer hunting list or a general big game list.
So you didn't go with a shotgun?
I didn't go with a shotgun.
Something a little different.
Not that you can't kill a deer with a shotgun. You certainly can.
Yeah. In some states, you can shoot turkeys with rifles.
In some states, you can shoot. Yeah. South Dakota, Texas, I believe you can.
Probably. You can do a lot of stuff in
Anything in
Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Then you don't need a
There's
call.
no rules. What'd you say, Eric?
Then you don't need a call.
You saved $11.
Within 500 yards.
Well, he's spending that on the rifle.
I geared my entire list around saving that $11. But so east or west, we have deer. Tons of whitetails east of the Mississippi, tons of whitetails west of the Mississippi, and you got a few other species of deer as well. But I found online, and I didn't write down where I found these things, but in 20 minutes, I was making this list with a little bit of haste. $284 for a Savage Access 30-06.
That's a good cartridge.
America's cartridge, good cartridge. You can kill anything in North America with it.
You can find 30-06 at the gas station.
You can find 30-06 at the gas station. And, pretty darn good rifle, and you don't have a whole lot into it. I'm jumping around. Jumping around here. I found a set of boots online. Cabela's Iron Ridge with 400-gram thinsulate. Appears to be an all-leather boot. $35.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, they're selling them new in the bargain cave for $80 right
My
now.
dad wore those boots.
So you're getting more than half off.
There you go. Your dad's worn those?
He wore those on our Montana hunt. I mean, we were hiking all over the place. He was just as comfortable as I was. I mean, who knows? But my boots were way more expensive, and he was able to do the hunt just as well as I was,
So, I mean, that to me was a steal. And some of these, like I said, we found these things online. Haven't proved them out personally. That's cool that your dad's used those boots. I mean, and actually they had really good reviews online.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So that was definitely solid. I found a pack. Now, again, this is going towards deer hunting, and with the potential that you may have to cut a deer up and actually put it in your backpack. Again, this is a pack I have zero knowledge of, but it was a 3,400 cubic inch internal frame pack, Teton Sports Scout. I don't even know if this is correct. $14.99. It seems impossible. It looked like it was definitely. It wasn't camo. I'm going to shock the world right now, and this goes into my my apparel, my hunting apparel topic as well. Just because it's not in camo doesn't mean you can't hunt in it. Particularly with this list that I'm creating for a rifle hunt.
I'm looking it up right now.
I think
if
Mark buys that pack on that link, somebody's got his credit card number.
That's a risk I'm willing to take. Well, hold on though, because I looked up Teton frame pack, and so $14.99 seems a little lofty. I don't know what's going on there, but generally speaking, they go for about $60.
Yep. And I'd buy.
Which for a frame pack, 3,400. Who knows how long it'll last you? But look, we're talking about getting you by. We're not talking about hiking up the Rockies and whatever. We're talking about and doing like the most technical, crazy stuff ever.
It's kind of a black/forest green color.
Yes.
Yeah. You got some natural tones in there. And actually, just looking at it, the pocket configuration seems pretty useful, intuitive. You'd have room for all your gear. And like I said, if you need to cut up a deer, you could probably put one in there.
You could put a
Or-
sandwich in there.
Yep, I think so. I'm looking at it.
It's got hydration. Let's see. Perfectly sized for youth and light backpackers.
They look like they're having a good time too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Durable hiking pack. Let's see here. Safety yellow rainfly. Oh. Safety yellow. That's
Interesting.
good. I'm trying to look to see if it has any kind of like a. No, that's solid, man. All right, good find. Good find, Mark.
So
$14.99 thing. Watch out for that.
Yeah.
I think.
buyer beware. You got to have a headlamp. We're going bare bones. I'm going with the essentials here. I found a Coast dual color headlamp, $13.99.
Pretty good.
What's the other color? Is it red?
I think it might have been red.
That's
probably
good.
red.
Red's
Yeah.
an important thing
Why is that?
because it preserves your night vision.
Yeah, but why do you
Okay.
care about your night vision when you have a light on your
Well,
face?
if you're doing small, like remedial tasks in camp and it's late and dark, you turn your big light on, everything's bright. Oh, I can't see anything. Turn on red, you're like, oh, this is comfortable. I can navigate. And
Whenever
Well-
I turn it on red, I always feel like I'm watching a horror movie.
I always thought it was something to do with like game can't see green and red. I've heard that before. Like, is there
Well, hold
anything
on
to
a sec.
that?
I know when I've spotlighted coyotes with a red lens spotlight, it's
Oh.
like it's there. It's
Yeah.
like it's not even there.
What's the deal?
the red headlamp is so that you preserve your night vision.
Okay.
The headlamp.
You're
yeah.
right on the spotlight part.
But I guess I also thought too, like you're going into your tree stand, maybe you need a little bit of light, but not full light. You want to preserve your night vision as well as maybe not spook game with with a white light, whatever
Interesting.
So
salt
they don't.
there
They,
is to that. I
instead
don't
of
know.
just making a really, really, really potentially dim light, they make it a red light.
Anyway, heck of a bargain. I've got something
Nice
on.
bargain.
I've got something on here that you guys
Ah,
didn't have.
I thought about it for a second, left it out.
And this is oh great. I didn't write it's an Onyx Maps single state membership, I believe. Now I might be quoting this wrong. I looked at it
Hint, hint.
really quick. $29.99. And I bring that up not only because you're talking about a new hunter, so we've got a couple reasons here.
Yeah, it's good to be.
You need to find a place to hunt.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
All
help
right.
you it's
All
gonna
right.
help you do that. And it's also gonna save you money on buying a GPS.
Here's,
I'm gonna
dual
give Mark.
purpose.
I'm gonna
Here's
give
one
Mark some
thing.
extra points on that one. That was well played.
here's one
sir.
thing.
And getting home safe,
yeah,
It's true.
being able to drop a waypoint at the truck or whatever and get back to it, pretty darn important. Maybe particularly for somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience in the woods, or for me who just always gets turned around.
Look, here's one thing I will say though. So for those who a membership or whatever you would call this, a subscription on your phone sounds a little scary too. Sometimes I know that I've been a little scared of them at times because it's like, this thing's going to auto renew. Next thing I know, I'm in a tight situation. It tries to auto renew a year later and I go in the red, whatever. I don't know.
You're gonna renew it anyway.
I mean, you're going to want to. Look, I love Onyx. I rely on, I want to have Onyx, right? That said, I remember when I first started looking at spots to hunt around here, I went onto the DNR's website and they had highlighted hunting areas for various different sporting seasons.
Yeah, the state of
And-
Wisconsin is called Go Wild. The
Yeah.
app is free.
And you could find all those spots. So that was free.
Okay.
And then if you're going to be able to download Onyx, you have a smartphone. And if you have a smartphone, then you can get Google Earth for free.
Yep.
Or one of these, you have Google Maps, you've got Apple Maps, you've got all this stuff.
Can you use that like offline though?
That's
can.
a good
You
question.
Can.
I think you can.
You can.
Okay.
Similar to Onyx, you have to save an offline location, and you can still use it. It doesn't have Google Maps anyway. Speaking directly to Google Maps, it doesn't have the private public information as accurate as Onyx does.
Yeah.
That said, you can turn off your aerial imagery and just go to Street View where
Mhm.
everything is like white and then it has the streets or whatever, and it'll have a for the most part, and this isn't specific to like BLM, public lands or like parks.
Mhm.
It'll have like a green boundary.
Yeah, if it's
on
if it's
those.
if it's a state or government owned.
yeah.
park.
It's not
land.
perfect, but I'm just saying.
Certainly doable.
Right.
If you've got your kit specced out to the max and you're like, okay, I just can't spend any more money. I just got to get out there. Utilizing your DNR's resources. I don't know what it's like in the other places, but I know that here in Wisconsin they had some nice maps for certain areas. I actually looked up. I'd find an area, and then I would Google that area, and sometimes that like a park might have its own website or own section within the DNR's website that would have details on where you could hunt, when you could hunt, how to hunt, things like that. And then, Google Earth. Now,
and full disclosure, I did just switch it over to that satellite view or whatever, or non-satellite view, and there's stuff that I know is public that's not showing up. But generally speaking,
not
at that. I
perfect.
got a
Onyx.
couple of
Onyx is
Eric's
amazing.
waypoints here.
It is much
That's pretty good.
better experience to use Onyx. There's so many different tools and things that you can use. Onyx is the way to go. If you got 30 extra bucks in your budget, get it. You won't be sorry that you did. All right. I interrupted, Mark.
No, that's good.
apologize.
All good points. I splurged on my optics a little bit. I went.
Rock on, dude.
I
Look
found.
at that.
I found a set of Diamondback, the new Diamondback 10x50s
New
for
ones?
$120.
Like the new looking models with the wow.
Where'd you find those?
Did you find it?
You know what? I was going fast and furious. I didn't write where I found it.
Was it like are they used though?
They're used. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, that's solid.
Yeah.
Get a used set of Diamondback 10x50s, and
We should.
if the dude
we should
ships them
mention that.
if the dude ships them to you, yeah, we should mention that. Okay, you're looking for optics, and you stumble across this. This literally happened within the last month or two. Some dude's out there, and at a garage sale, some guy has a Gen 1 PST of some. It was one of the very early models of some strange reticle that we didn't have anymore. Whatever, I don't know. He found this Gen 1 PST. And he went up to the guy. He's like, "Hey, how much do you want for this thing?" And the guy didn't even realize what he had. I don't think, because he was like, it's I dropped it a long time ago. Like I took a spill with it at the range on a concrete cement pad. Like you can see something's messed up with it or whatever. Like glass was cracked.
Just
or something.
a power slide gone awry.
Yeah, I mean your classic, whatever. Yeah. Classic sledgehammer truck delivery truck accident.
Yeah.
Classic.
And so he was like,
Been there.
He's like, I'll sell it to you for like $10.
Oh my
And
God.
the dude was
shit.
like, oh yeah, it kept his composure probably,
Yeah.
if he was thinking right. Yeah, okay, I'll buy it from you for $10.
I'd
Bought
been,
it for $10.
I'd been like 5.
Sent it in, sent it in for warranty. Bam, new PST. And we didn't have that model anymore. It was like so far beyond repair. We didn't have that model anymore. It was like, I don't know what happened. He ended up getting a Gen 2 PST. I can't guarantee
Holy
that's
cow.
always going to happen to
No.
every single person, right? Because I do know we have a lot of parts of those old Gen 1 PST. Something was weird about it that it wouldn't work. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, ends up getting a brand new scope. Either way, regardless of what scope it is, dude spent like $10 and got a new scope.
That's a good deal.
So you can buy with confidence if you're buying a used Vortex optic. That's what we're getting at.
That's pretty
That's
rad.
a good point.
Pretty rad.
So if you bought those Diamondback 10x50s for $120, and whoever was selling them was like, sucker, I got your money, and then takes your $120 and sends you a plastic bag full of Diamondback 10x50 parts, you can actually tell him, sucker, I'm getting a new bino.
When you buy Vortex optics, you buy optics for life.
Darn right.
All right.
Good plug for the home team. Found a Schrade folding knife.
Oh, hold up. You skipped the crossfire.
Oh wait,
That's
excuse
going
me.
on your
More
rifle.
optics. So yeah, I need to top this this bad boy Savage Access 30-06 with a rifle scope. Found a and I'll be I didn't look that hard. I wouldn't be surprised if you could find something a little bit better. Found a Crossfire 2 3-9, classic rifle scope configuration. Pretty darn solid optics.
Slays a lot of deer every year.
They kill a lot of deer. $146.
What kind of rings did you go with?
That's off my list. I didn't have time.
What about your base?
Does that rifle need a base?
I think it came with one.
SOB.
Ooh, came
I
with-
do believe you
comes
can
with
get
it,
the
that's-
Savage Access in a combo.
with a Vortex crossfire.
Yeah.
on it.
Yep.
Yeah, in fact.
That I didn't find.
You can.
I'd be
I don't know.
I'd be
I don't know
curious
what
to
the price
see
is on
what
that.
you'd find that for.
I'm going to look it up while you're talking.
I think Mark's going to come out ahead though on this one.
Yeah.
You got a
Well,
pretty
no,
good-
you know what? I can't. I'm a little high. I came.
I thought what you said was
I'm
like
a little-
$240.
That scope?
The rifle.
No, the rifle was 284.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying my total, my grand total when I tallied it
Okay.
came in a little hot. But the Schrade folder, I don't have any experience with this knife. Looked like a decent knife, kind of a classic blade length. I think it's like a 2.5 to 3 inch blade length. Folding knife, $13.99.
Ooh.
Do you have any experience with Schrades?
Yeah, I'd say that back in my youth, I reckon I probably had a Schrade or two. I used to sell Schrade knives at the gun shop I worked at.
If you can get a knife with a half serrated blade, then you can cut the rib cage out and have amazing ribs.
That was, you had a very high quality knife with a serrated blade.
True.
That did that job. We did some pretty
Benchmade.
hashtag Benchmade. We did some pretty serious work.
The
there.
triage.
You know what's interesting?
The triage with the flat point on it for a pry tip. The triage has a front portion that's just a regular blade, and then a rear portion towards your hand that's a serrated blade. And we cut through the rib cage with the serrated portion, and due to the flat tip, we did not puncture any guts
The remainder of the deer was cleaned with this knife.
with that.
Mhm.
This little Benchmade.
That little Benchmade.
Yes.
They're
Very
good.
light.
I was rocking their. Gosh, I don't know what the name is. It's the fixed blade Benchmade with the gut hook, and that knife does some work.
We have to have a whole separate conversation on this podcast eventually about the gut hook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hours of conversation.
Yes.
Again, we're talking about stuff. These items are to get you in the woods.
Yeah.
So that's $13.99 for a knife. I found, and again, going back to the clothing, most of the clothing that you have to be in your area or be outside, or whether you like to, maybe you live in a colder climate and you like to ski or whatever, you probably have a lot of the base layers and this, that, the other already. Like, you own those things. So
Potentially even your outer layers.
Potentially
Solids will work.
solids will work. If you've got, I guess I'd recommend, and it probably isn't even crucial, it might be more in my head than anything, but, if you've got an earth tone jacket
Yeah.
and an earth tone pant, soft shells are super popular now,
Yeah.
things of that nature, you might be ready to rock. And like I said, this is for a rifle hunt. Camo isn't necessarily a super big deal. I hunt in solids quite a bit. Even when I archery hunt, I generally wear solid pants. And really the only reason I added camo outerwear was, and really for my package, you don't need it, was potentially if you were hunting turkeys or ducks or something like that,
Yeah.
where camo actually can make a difference.
I'd also say too, though, that many a fowl and furred animal were felled over the course of probably 2 centuries without camouflage.
Absolutely.
You can do that
Foul
with
and furred and felled.
it. Yes.
Yeah. So I've got a Cabela's rain suede jacket I found here for $44.99. And then I found a set of Cabela's, and I went radio silent on the podcast for a while, trying to find a pair of pants. I found a set of Cabela's men's Mountain Extreme soft shell wind shear waterproof hunting pant for $79 to $129. I just wrote down $79 because I think you could find a decent outer shell that's also waterproof, that's camo for probably that $50 to $80 range, no problem. So if you looked around a little bit more than I did. But so my grand total, like I said, I topped out a little bit high with all that stuff. Get my phone up here. $782.94.
All right.
It's respectable.
So you're for the opulent person on a budget.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.